guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you about the books coming out in September that I'm most excited about. There are so many amazing books coming out this month. I started writing a list of them and there's so many. There's 13 that I'm looking forward to. The first one is called Here I Am and it's by Jonathan Safran Foer, who is the author of Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, which is a really good book. Highly recommend it if you haven't read it. I really liked it. I think it's a movie as well, which note to self, I must watch that movie at some point because I've never seen it. But Here I Am is being released on the 6th of September and I guess it would be classed as literary fiction. I'm really looking forward to it because Jonathan Safran Foer is a really incredible writer, and this one, it's got a really intriguing synopsis to it. It sounds like it's got themes of identity and like the life you have versus the life that you think you want. It's about a family living in Washington DC. There's a catastrophic earthquake which somehow sparks a conflict in the Middle East and threatens like everything they know. So it sounds like a really amazing story and that's kind of vague, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. The second book, there's actually 3 of them. It is the Pottermore Presents little series by J.K. Rowling. The 3 ebooks that are being released on the 6th of September. It's mostly based on short reads from Pottermore, which is the like Harry Potter related website, but there is going to be some additional content, like original stuff by J.K. Rowling as well. So the first one is Short Stories from Hogwarts of Power, Politics and Pesky Poltergeists, which sounds like it's kind of like about the dark side of the wizarding world. There's going to be Umbridge's backstory, which is so exciting to me because I would love to know Umbridge's backstory because she is crazy. There's going to be a history of Azkaban, so this one sounds really cool and I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's going to be 68 pages long, so a very quick read. The second one is Short Stories from Hogwarts of Heroism, Hardship and Dangerous Hobbies. This one's going to just have some info on Professor McGonagall, Lupin and Professor Trelawney, however you say that name, I can never get it right. It doesn't sound as interesting to me, but that's going to be 68 pages as well. And then the third one is Hogwarts, an Incomplete and Unreliable Guide, and in this one we get to learn more about Hogwarts, which is so exciting to me. The 1st of September was like going back to Hogwarts time, you know, that's like when they start school, and I'm so sad that I'm not at Hogwarts right now. And yeah, so this one's gonna tell us more about the lessons and stuff, which just sounds so appealing. I really want to read that one. So I know that a lot of people aren't keen on these ebooks just because they are based on content from Pottermore, but I never really read much content on Pottermore just because I don't like reading stuff on websites. So I'm happy that they've put some of these things into ebook form, and some of the original content sounds really cool as well. So I'm looking forward to them. I just wish they would print them in physical copies too. The next book is The Fever Code by James Dashner. This is coming out on the 27th of September and it is of course YA dystopian because it is a prequel to the Maze Runner series, which was a YA dystopian series that I really enjoyed. It was one of the first dystopian series that I read, so I think that's why I liked it so much. I know that some people, probably by the time they got around to the Maze Runner, were like over dystopian and kind of like every dystopian kind of starts feeling like every other dystopian, you know what I mean? But I really like that series. This is going to be a prequel about how the maze was built and how the Gladers ended up there and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm excited for it. But the only thing I didn't like about this was that on Goodreads, when you click, normally you can like click read more on the synopsis thing because it didn't really have much there, like only a couple sentences. So I clicked and it linked externally to like the MTV website, which why that is where we're putting book synopsises now, I do not know. I don't really want to go to MTV to read blurbs when I have Goodreads, so that was annoying. And out of principle I like didn't read it on MTV, I just clicked out of it. So yeah, but anyway, the next one is called As I Descended and it's by Robin Talley. The cover of this book is amazing. It's probably the most beautiful cover that I've ever seen in my life. It is so stunning. I love it so much. This is coming out on the 6th of September and it is a YA, not quite sure what the genre is, but it's about 2 girls who are in high school, they're a couple, and they're kind of willing to do anything to take this one girl down. And I don't know exactly why they want to take her down, but it says that they're even willing to like harness a dark power to help them. And so that makes me think that maybe it's got some like fantasy elements, but then one of the like quotes from the blurb is madness blurs the distinction between what's real and what is imagined. So it sounds like it's going to be a really crazy like mind fuck kind of story. So yeah, it sounds really amazing to me. Apparently it's inspired by Macbeth, which makes it sound even more appealing. I can't wait to read this one, and also same-sex couples, so that's always good. So really excited for that one. The next book is The Female of the Species by Mindy McGuinness. This one comes out on the 20th of September. It's a YA contemporary, and I heard it mentioned on Girl Reading's channel. She mentioned it in her like fall book releases video, and it sounded really good with her description, but then I went and read the description on Goodreads and I actually didn't like it as much. One of the quotes from the blurb is "green eyes amidst a constellation of freckles," which is just such a yuck description. I hate like really cliche like romantic-y kind of things like that in books, so I hope that's not like a quote from the actual book, I don't know. But basically it's about three characters. One girl whose sister was killed and she's got some anger about it, and it's also kind of a mystery. And then there's a guy who has a crush on this girl and is popular and a jock and stuff, but he has a guilty conscience for some reason. Then there's a girl who is a preacher's daughter and she's kind of like a good girl, bad girl, and they all come together and have a crazy night and some stuff goes wrong, I think. So that sounds like a pretty intense storyline. I liked the way that Girl Reading explained it better. I'm gonna link her video down below, but yeah, it sounded good when she talked about it. The next one is also one that Girl Reading mentioned. It's called Into White and it's by Randy Pink. It comes out on the 13th of September. It's also a YA book that I'm not sure what genre to categorize it under. It's about a 16-year-old girl who's black and she attends a mostly white school, and she, out of desperation one night, prays for the ability to be able to change her race, and she wakes up white. So that sounds like a crazy storyline. I think it could either be really, really good or really, really bad. At this point, the reviews are really high. It's got like an average 4 point something rating, which is really good. So I have high hopes for it, and I really like those like body switching type of books and movies and stuff like that. I think they're really fun, and this one could have like a really important message. So high hopes for that one. The next book is like a crazy one. The title just sucked me in, and then I went and read more about it and I was like even more sucked in. So the title is The Hidden Life of Trees, What They Feel, How They Communicate, Discoveries from a Secret World by Peter Wohlleben. Don't know how to pronounce his last name, it's a hard one. This comes out on the 13th of September, and it is, believe it or not, non-fiction. So someone has written a book about how trees feel, and this is intriguing to me and bizarre and crazy, and I kind of really like it, and it makes me laugh. And I read the title and I was like, okay, there's no way this is non-fiction. Clicked on it and it's non-fiction. I was like, what? So I think the angle that they're going with this book is that they're trying to get us to feel about trees how we do about animals, so that we care more about the environment and take better care of it. My problem with this is that, as far as I'm aware, trees are not sentient beings, so I don't think they actually have feelings, but it sounds like this book is arguing otherwise, so I'm really intrigued to read it, and I really want to find out more about this. So yeah, I feel like the book title is like almost clickbait, because I feel like I'm going to read it and it's not actually going to be about trees having feelings, but I have to read it to find out, you know? The next one is a graphic novel. It's called Snow White, a graphic novel by Matt Phelan. It's going to be released on the 13th of September, and as you can imagine, it is a graphic novel of Snow White, but there is a twist. It's set in Manhattan in 1928. I haven't seen any artwork for this, only the cover, which is not actually that interesting looking, but I can imagine that the art would be really amazing because Manhattan and Snow White combo sounds fantastic, so I really want to check that one out. The next one is The Witches Salem 1692 by Stacy Schiff. This is being released on the 20th of September, and it is non-fiction. It's about the Massachusetts witch trials and the panic that kind of happened amongst even like reasonable people, and it's like the role that women were playing in American history at the time. Sounds really good. I don't know much about the witch trials, so I really want to read that one. The next book is A Girl Man's Up by M.E. Gerard. This is being released on the 6th of September, and it's a YA contemporary. It's about a girl who is pretty confident in herself and just wants to do her own thing, but she's sick of her family and her friends telling her to stop dressing like a guy and acting like a guy. It sounds like the protagonist is really self-confident and really strong, and I kind of like that in a YA book because often protagonists aren't. So it sounds like maybe a strong character who's being impacted by like external pressure, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Sounds really, really good anyway, like a story about identity. And the final book that I have, we got there in the end, the final one is Every Falling Star, The True Story of How I Survived and Escaped North Korea by Sungju Lee. This is coming out on the 13th of September and is a non-fiction autobiography, but it's targeted at the YA market, which really appeals to me. It's about a boy who at 12 years old was living on the streets of North Korea, joining gangs and stuff, and ends up escaping and making a new life for himself. So I'm really intrigued about this one because we don't often get autobiographies based on people who are so young. so that's really appealing. And also I am fascinated by North Korea and what goes on there, because you don't hear a lot about that necessarily. So yeah, that sounds like a really good book as well. So that is all of the books coming out in September that I'm really looking forward to reading. If you want to read any of these too after hearing about them, let me know that in the comments below, because I'm so excited for all of these. Like, I wish I could read them all right now. And if there's any books coming out in September that you're looking forward to that I didn't mention, let me know those in the comments below as well. And yeah, if you want to keep up with what I'm reading throughout the month, you can follow me on Goodreads, which is linked down below, along with my Instagram and Twitter. I upload videos every Tuesday and Friday, so subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in a few days with my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.